Okay, here's part two of the Patreon request to listen to Genesis Seconds Out. Part one was well received, so thank you everybody. And I just want to say that yes, to those who are watching or me listen to this album first time live, I've read all of your comments. I take them all in. Again, I appreciate your passion. I apologize to those who are maybe frustrated by my journey with Genesis and the way that I'm taking it. Just know that somebody's taking the journey, and I'm happy to do it. And also just know that I'm enjoying it, that I'm actually liking it. If there's a better way to do it, oh well, we'll leave that up to another YouTuber or first time reactor or whatever you want to call it. So this is my journey, and that's fine. This next four songs, side two of this live album, double live album. It's interesting. All these songs will be songs that Peter Gabriel has or sang with the band on the studio version and in concerts up until this point. So, excuse me. Here we go. It'd be interesting to hear Phil's and rendition of the vocals, but also just hearing the band in general. I'm just going to mute the microphone real quick and just cough. Ah, the beauty of technology. All right, here we go.
The path is clear, though no eyes can see. The course laid down long before, and so we've got to mend. The sheep remain beside their pen, though many times they've seen the way to lead. He rides majestic past herds of men. They're not always with joy or born to see reflected there the trees, the sky, really fair. The scene of death is lying just below. Oh, the mountain cuts off the town from view like a cancer growth is removed by skill. Let it be revealed. Waterfall is not begun. And in the sea, he is sitting for me. Now, not now, not now, not now, now, now. On dino songs, urge the sailors on to look
the drumming with the guitar. This whole jam session is just. Pretty good. Great quality of sound on this, eh? Pretty darn good. I can see why people tell, hey, react to that song. I know, I get it. It's not the only song by these guys. I'm glad I got to see their other stuff. Sounds kind of Rush-like there, doesn't it? A Rush. Tom Sawyer. And yes, you can at me in the comments. This came out before.
It's 1 o'clock and time for lunch. Bondy-dondy-dum-dum. When the sun beats down and I lie on the bench, I can always breathe and talk. There's always been effort. We got the time you go now. And then Mr. Lewis was in the time that he was down on his own, down, 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 over the garden wall. Two little lovers look up to you. Then the moment plays sharp and I know what I
This is a song that grows on me quite a bit. I like this song a lot. Extended concert version, I guess. Oh, he's probably doing his tambourine dance thing here, right? I wish I could see that. I mean, I've seen it, but...
Ooh, when the sun beats down and I lie on the bench, I can always even talk. Me, I'm just a lawnmower. You can tell me by the way I walk.
Great jam. Great performance. Crowd pop for this one. Faster.
Somehow it's lying there, brings a stillness to the air. No man may light, at night is very bright. There's no white victim, as the neons dim to the colder white. Tired
before we do, it's interesting. So this, I will say, this is not a. Okay, I like all the comments people make. I do read them all. I don't always agree with all of them, but I like the passion. And you have to keep in mind that when singers write songs, they write to what they can sing to, and they add their own flavor or their own voice behind their own, written lyric into the song they're singing to, right? And even it doesn't matter what band you are, it doesn't matter what band you are. A good band will sing to the strengths and or will play in the certain key or tone that matches what the singer does, right? Now we know that Phil Collins has an amazing singing voice. He can sing. The guy can sing, but he has a range. There's parts that he doesn't sing. And I am not a musical expert. I am not the vocal coach. Ryan, the vocal coach. I hate that channel. I'm sorry. For those that like that channel, I'm sorry. I hate that channel. The vocal coach shite stuff. Anyways. Over here, they're rubbing their throat and they get the lungs are making... Yeah, we know. They're singing. What do you have to say? Anyways. So, what I'm trying to get at, this is the first time with Phil fronting the band where I'm like, oof. It doesn't have the same... There's something raw and energetic about Peter's voice. For this song in particular. I mean, Phil handled some other ones, like the Carpet Crawl was beautifully done by Phil Collins. It matched him. It's that higher octave, maybe. But this, so far in this performance, it was lacking. Not that Phil wasn't singing properly. It's just what this song does. When Peter yells, "Get out!" and "I'm Rael," the way he yells that is just so awesome. But there you go. This isn't a, I don't want to, I told you, Peter, when Peter left, well, we get it. I acknowledge where there's missing things. It's not the same band. It's still an incredible band. It's just not the same band. There's a different trajectory going on right now. And that's how I make peace with bands that do this. Again, it's very simple, but it's one I grew up with. I was a Van Halen fan growing up. Like, I remember when David Lee Roth left the band. I was a kid, but I remember it was big news, man. It was like when Andre turned heel, it's big news, right? When I was a kid. So, anyways, the point I'm trying to make, but I like both bands. I like both versions. They're totally, completely different. And that's how I make peace with this Genesis issue, is that it's not the same Genesis. But I like Phil Collins' Genesis. And I like Peter Gabriel Genesis. And I like Peter Gabriel Soul. And I like Phil Collins Soul, the stuff that I've heard. I'm going back to Peter after this segment here, just FYI. Not take a break, but just want to break it up and keep it fresh. But anyways, so there you go. Regarding this, I was a big... whatever. It's my channel. I do whatever I want. Okay, so here we go. Lamb Lies Down on Broadway. That's the first time on this album so far where Peter was missed. Legitimately missed on that performance. That's all. But Phil, I think his career went fine. I read somewhere that he was fine. Crowd's happy to hear this one.
She's a lady, she's got time. Brush back your hair. I want to get to know your face. She's a lady, she is mine. Brush back your hair. I want to get to know your flesh. I've been waiting here for so long. Now this time pass me by. When your heart seems to matter now. You're standing with your fixed expression. I stick by all I have to say. Why don't you touch me? Touch me. Why don't you touch me? Touch me. Touch me now, 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 now.
All right, I don't want to stop. We're going to take a break. We're going to take a break. So that was side 2 of 4 of the Seconds Out double LP live album by Genesis. What I can tell you, I'm so glad. Thank you to the patron who suggested this. I believe, sorry, I had it in my head, and I apologize, Robert, right? Robert, thank you so much. Yeah, this is an incredible journey. Well worth it, I hope, for you. It is for me. Yeah, this is a great live performances here. Great sound, great quality, great crowd. It's hard to believe this is 76 and 77. And the quality of the music just sounds amazing. It really sounds fuller than the album. Like, it just sounds fuller and more like... I know the recording in the 70s wasn't great necessarily maybe for some of these studio albums, but this performance live is just making it more flourish and full. It's incredible. Yeah, there you go. Part 2 done.